Dear friends, welcome to Chess Lessons. Today I am going to discuss allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. Allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis is a hypersensitivity reaction to antigens of Aspergillus fumigatus after colonization into the airways. Predominantly, it affects patients with bronchial asthma and those having cystic fibrosis. It is characterized by bronchospasm, pulmonary infiltrates, eosinophilia, and immunological evidence of allergy to antigens of Aspergillus species. Aspergillus fumigatus is the most common ubiquitous airborne fungus causing ABPA. ABPA affects people who are asthmatic or have cystic fibrosis and allergic to Aspergillus. Thick mucus in the airways of these patients make it difficult to clear up the Aspergillus spores when inhaled. What's prevalence of ABPA? Allergy to Aspergillus is shown by a positive skin test to Aspergillus antigen is present in almost 25% of asthmatics and 50% of cystic fibrosis. At the same time, prevalence of ABPA in asthma is 13% and in cystic fibrosis it is 9%. Recurrent episodes of wheezing with radiological evidence of patchy fleeting pulmonary infiltrates and bronchiectasis are the common symptoms of this patient. Wheezing may not be evident all the time. Some patient presents with asymptomatic radiological shadow. History of uncontrolled asthma with increased frequency and severity despite optimal asthma medication is one of the commonest presentations. Also present with cough, dyspnea, pleuritic chest pain, breast pain sputum or sputum with brown mucus plugs. There are 5 clinical stages of ABPA. Number 1 is acute asthmatic episodes. And when the patient is on treatment and symptoms are controlled, it goes for remission. And at times, the patient may present with acute exacerbation of symptoms. And the 4th stage is corticosteroid dependent asthma, where the patient is on long-term steroid therapy and needs corticosteroid for control of symptoms. And the 5th stage is fibrotic lung disease. Investigations to diagnose ABPA include Aspergillus skin test for diagnosing sensitization to Aspergillus fumigatus. A positive type 1 hypersensitivity reaction is typical of ABPA and represents the presence of Aspergillus fumigatus specific IgE antibodies. Elevated total serum IgE is always there, usually over 1000 international unit per ml. Elevated specific IgE to Aspergillus fumigatus and presence of precipitin antibodies specific to Aspergillus fumigatus. Peripheral blood eosinophilia may be seen, and if the patient is on steroid, it may not be evident. Radiological shadows, the X-ray, we may see finger in glove opacity and toothpaste shadows suggestive of mucoid impaction in the dilated bronchi. Tramline shadows and ring shadows suggestive of dilated bronchi with inflamed bronchial walls. Fleeting opacity suggestive of pharyngeal inflammation and consolidation, and fibrosis the upper lobe in late stage of the disease. HRCT thorax is the ideal investigation to identify the typical shadows in ABPA. It may show fleeting pulmonary alveolar opacities, centrilobular nodules representing dilated and opacified bronchioles, central bronchiectasis, saccular bronchiectasis involving segmental and subsegmental bronchi, mucoid impaction in the dilated bronchi, high attenuation mucus and bronchial wall thickening. Chronic disease may progress to pulmonary fibrosis. Predominantly it is seen in the upper lobes. Cavitation may be seen in 10% of cases. As the case of a patient with ABPA, the X-ray shows increased markings and few nodular shadows on both midzones. At the same time, HRCT thorax shows dilated bronchus with mucus impaction and distal consolidation. And there are multiple centrilobular nodules seen on either side suggesting inflammation of the bronchioles. This is the image of a 28-year-old female patient who was admitted for cesarean section. On the second day of cesarean section, she developed severe breathlessness and was investigated pulmonary thromboembolism. She was an asthmatic not on regular medications. X-ray shows opacity left lower lobe suggestive of collapsed left lower lobe, and CT thorax taken is showing collapse of the left lower lobe with mucoid impaction in the right lower lobe. The bronchoscopy done in this patient showed thick mucus filling the left main bronchus shown by the white arrow, and mucus was cleared and X-ray shows clearance of the collapse of the left lower lobe, even though residual lesions in the left upper lobe is persisting. This 7-year-old girl with uncontrolled asthma for 2 years. X-ray shows few nodular infiltrates left mid-zone. You can see the nodular opacities in the left mid-zone. At the same time, HRCT shows extensive bronchiectatic shadows, mucoid impaction, and centrilobular nodules and tree-in-bed appearance on either side. This is another CT cut showing the lower lobe where there are thick mucus-filled bronchi on either side, which is called high attenuation mucus, along with bronchiectasis and subsegmental collapse. This is the high attenuation mucus in this patient. Based on the radiology, it is classified into 4 types. One is the serological ABPA or ABPAS, which fulfills the criteria of ABPA without any radiological findings. Second is ABPA-B, which is the bronchiectasis ABPA, which satisfies the diagnostic requirement for central bronchiectasis. Third one is ABPA-HAM, where the patient is having high attenuation mucus, which is visible in the HRCT thorax. Fourth one is the final stage where ABPA-CPF, which is called ABPA chronic pleural pulmonary fibrosis, where there should be at least 2 radiological findings out of fibrocavitary lesion, pulmonary fibrosis, and pleural thickening. High attenuation mucus is encountered in 20% of patients with ABPA. It is pathognomonic of ABPA. Bronchial mucus plugging in ABPA is generally hypodense but may also have high CT attenuation values. High attenuation mucus is said to be present if the mucus plug is visually denser than paraspinal skeletal muscle. Rosenberg-Patterson criteria for diagnosis of ABPA, which includes major criteria and minor criteria. Major criteria are asthma, presence of transient pulmonary infiltrates, immediate cutaneous reactivity to AF, elevated serum IgE, precipitating antibodies against AF, peripheral blood eosinophilia, elevated serum IgE and IgG to AF, and central bronchiectasis. Whereas minor criteria include expectation of golden brownish sputum plaques, positive sputum culture for Aspergillus species, late skin reactivity to Aspergillus fumigatus. These are the drugs used for ABPA. First one is anti-inflammatory drugs. Usually systemic steroids are used. Second is antifungal drugs and anti-IgE therapy, and if there is a secondary infection, antibiotics are used. Usually prednisolone is given at the dose of 0.5 to 1 milligram per kilogram per day for 2 weeks, followed by 0.5 milligram per kilogram every other day. Subsequent tapering of the dose is needed for the next 3 to 5 months, and duration of the treatment depends upon the activity and the severity of the disease. A low maintenance dose of 5 to 7.5 milligram is continued for a long time to control the disease and to prevent recurrence. Other drugs used are oral antifungal agents, which decreases the fungal load, and thus reducing the inflammatory activity. It also acts as a steroid sparing agent. Antifungal therapy may help to decrease exacerbation. Antibiotics prevent or treat an associated secondary bacterial infection. And omalizumab, an anti-IgE recombinant humanized monoclonal antibody which prevents binding of IgE to receptors on mast cells and basophils, usually given for uncontrolled asthma. Thank you.